So, choosing a banking relationship involves several important considerations, and I want to share those with you today. Hi, I'm Teresa Clark, and I am a seasoned CPA with over 25 years of experience serving 501(c)(3) nonprofits. I've done that internally as the CFO and externally as the auditor, and I bring my passion for ministry and a unique perspective to your financial journey. To learn more, jump on my website, teresaclark.com. Recently, my mom fell and broke her arm. Yeah, she ended up in the hospital. And while we were there, she began telling me all these funny places that she had hid her treasures and wanted to make sure I knew. Well, I assured her that I had the information and that all would be okay and really helped her turn her energy to focusing on getting well and having hope for the future. Well, this conversation reminded me that as a nonprofit, we often find unique ways to protect our treasures, and that the fundamental principle of cash management in a nonprofit is protection. So, I really want to share with you today a little bit about the most important financial relationship a nonprofit has for its treasure, which is your banking partner. This is one of the key financial relationships in your ministry. And working with the right banking partner is going to be important for your overall health and financial stability. So, it's important that a nonprofit establishes a solid relationship with a bank, that regular and ongoing communications are happening, and that they really are a trusted advisor that's on your team. We can think of our banking relationship a bit like a home security system for those we love and for the nonprofit that we cherish. So, choosing a banking relationship involves several important considerations, and I want to share those with you today. Number one, we should look at fees and charges. These sometimes come in the format of account fees, requiring you to maintain a certain monthly balance or a certain volume of transactions that it's limited to. Or there could be transaction fees that are assessed based on the number of deposits, withdrawals, or transfers. Obviously, we want to minimize those costs to the nonprofit's existence. And so, a partner who rewards and recognizes your work as a nonprofit and may reduce or compensate for the fact that you have a loan with them to reduce these fees is highly recommended. Next, you want to look at the account features. Yes, this is interest rates on both your savings and your investment account strategies, as well as offering competitive rates should you ever have to borrow money. Next, though, very important in this online or on account features is the online and mobile banking features. The quality and the security of our online activity is incredibly important. It's one of the number one ways that we see fraud in nonprofits. And one of the specific examples I'll give you here is that you want to have a second person verification tool created by your bank in their tools and in their account settings and user rights that allows any money going out of the organization to be verified by a second person. This would include payments for payroll and then any ACH payments to vendors. We also want them to have great reporting tools. The bank statements are still a very valuable tool in monitoring the activities of the nonprofit. Specifically, it's ideal that you still see images of your checks to ensure that the check that was written and recorded in your accounting software is legitimately the one that went to the bank. This is just a very helpful tool in the back end review of financial transactions. Number three, we want to talk about just the customer service experience. You want the bank that's going to be supportive, that's going to be willing to do things that maybe they don't do for their other customers. One of my favorite banks in my community offers a service where you can bring a locked bank bag to their building and they for the deposit and only they have the key. So this is helpful because the organization, the nonprofit, has bank bags that after they finish counting in the presence of two people, they put all of the deposit in and lock it in the presence of two people so that when it's transmitted or carried to the bank by that one person, they cannot tamper with it. And then the bank is only able to open that bag with the bank key. So that's a great service that has made me really prefer that bank in my community when recommending a bank to have a relationship with. You also want to make sure you have relationships. So the customer service aspect is you really do want to know your banker and have relationship and ability to contact them and discuss matters with them. They are a part of your financial team. Number four, you want a bank that has experience with nonprofits. So, the smaller the community you're in, maybe the less of this there is, but the larger you get, you can really see that some banks differentiate themselves in having relationships with nonprofits. If they are, then they'll have a better understanding of your unique needs as a nonprofit, including things like managing restricted funds and the important criteria that relate to how you manage your investments as a nonprofit. They may even offer some discounts in processing fees or merchant card processing fees and transaction fees. Lastly, in this category, I love it when a local bank is really for supporting their community and the nonprofits. Seen really awesome things where there's give back opportunities for banks. And I'd say that would make them stand out as one you might want to consider. Number five, you want to look at their reputation and their stability. You want to assess, is this a strong bank with strong financial standing? Because you want to know that your funds are secure. Also, you want to look at their reputation in your community and among other nonprofits. Number six, what kind of products, banking products do they offer? If you find yourself in a situation where you may need to take a loan or you have excess cash and you need to manage the investments according to the nonprofit standards of how you manage investments, then it'd be great to know that those banks that you're looking at actually offer those products in those departments to help serve those needs. Next is compliance and reporting. Oh yes, always there's lots of compliance and reporting for nonprofits, including donor tracking and reporting. You want to make sure you have really good tools that can help you reconcile financial records to banking records, and anything that could really help ease your auditing and reporting requirements is very much a plus for a bank. And the last one is to consider if the bank has things that can create integrations to give you greater accuracy and efficiency. Specifically, I'm thinking of the deposit side of things. So nonprofits collect many donations and have to have detailed transaction records of those. What I've seen is a lot of times if a bank won't cooperate in this area, the nonprofit is entering the checks that they've in the deposits they've received into one system, a fundraising or a donor software system, and then also entering them in the bank to get the checks to the bank. And the redundancy of those two systems can take a lot of time. It can minimize the kind of work that they could be spending time doing somewhere else. It can create errors. Just overall, the accuracy and the efficiency is impacted. So if your nonprofit is just starting, hopefully this is a great list to help you think about what to visit with banks about when you're discovering which one's the best for you. Or if you've been banking with a bank for a while and maybe things haven't been feeling right, maybe this list will help you identify some of those things that you'd like to see better as you begin to look for a new partner in your banking relationship. All right. Well, if you are using online banking in your nonprofit, I just want to remind you that that can be risky business. I talked about it a little bit in this video, and I want to point you to another video where you could go back and read what I have to say about online banking being risky business for nonprofits. Until I see you again, have a great day.